Hey guys, it's Lacey, and this is your weekly content debrief 15 minutes of actionable information about how to improve your content marketing strategy. And you'll have to forgive me, I have a little cold this week, so I sound kind of funky, but I wanted to hop on here even though I'm an hour earlier than usual. I wanted to go ahead and do my Facebook Live this week for a couple of reasons. First reason is that we have a lot of new people following us this week. And so shout out if you're here, if you're new, please say hi, introduce yourself. We would love to know you better. And I'll tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Lacey Boggs. I run the Content Direction Agency. We are a boutique marketing firm for personality-driven brands, and we help you come up with a content marketing strategy that will actually move the needle for your business and increase your sales and conversion rates. And one of the ways we do that is our weekly content debrief to talk about all the content marketing strategy and actions you can be taking right now to improve your results with your content marketing. So just real briefly, I want to share this week why we have some new followers. It's kind of a funny story. So last week I shared a post on Facebook here that you guys may have seen that was talking about cheese, of all things. It was a post about, hold on, I'm trying to find it and I'll share it with you if I can find it. Here we go. Okay, so let me see if I can figure out how to share my screen here. There we go. All right, so I shared this post last week. And if you can't read it, it says dairy products, especially cheese and yogurt, were found to protect against death from any cause. And then the funny thing down here is assassin shooting somebody. Why won't you die? And they're eating cheese and they're like, I came prepared. Okay, this is ridiculous. This has literally nothing to do with my business. And I just want to show you guys. We are to the point where I have now reached over 67, almost 68,000 people with this post. I have 7,600 engagements, 85 comments on the original post, 710 shares. So this is by far one of my most viral posts of all time. It has literally nothing to do with my business. So why would I bother sharing this kind of funny thing about cheese? And why would I be excited that it's gone viral? A couple of reasons. First of all, it's part of my brand voice just to be funny and sarcastic and put my personality out there. Second, sharing these kinds of things has become part of my strategy on Facebook because pages that get more engagement get more people to see their posts, period. So if I can get more engagement on this post, then you are more likely to see my next post, which might actually have something to do with my business. And third, I think this really proves the point. I haven't got the numbers in front of me, but I've had quite a few people follow my page this week. I assume after seeing my weird and random dairy products. Now, are they ideal customers for me? Who knows? It's a wait and see sort of thing. But anything that boosts your engagement, boosts your visibility on Facebook and so on, can't be a bad thing when you're not paying for it. So when I get a reach of whatever, almost 68,000 people with a post, hopefully that's going to show the algorithm that my content is fun and engaging, and so they will show it to more people. So that's kind of the exciting thing that happened this week on Facebook. But if you're here, if you're watching this live or on the replay, please give us a like or say hi or leave me a funny GIF in the comments because, again, the more engagement we get, the more people the Facebook algorithm will show this video to, which means it'll reach more people and it'll help more people. So you're doing me a solid when you like or comment, or especially if you share this video with people who might enjoy it. So then this week's topic is not about cheese. It is, in fact, about content marketing funnels. And I decided to tackle this topic because one of our watchers, one of our followers, Ellie, had asked a couple of weeks ago if I could talk some more about email nurture sequences and email marketing. which I am happy to do. But I felt like we needed to like kind of address the elephant in the living room first and talk about, what is a solid quality content marketing funnel? Because I think a lot of people don't know what that is, right? So I'm actually trying to here we go. Where do I find my comments? There they are. Okay. I wanted to make sure I pulled that up because if anybody has any questions while I'm talking, please put them in the comments, and I'm happy to answer the questions about email marketing and content marketing funnels in particular as we go along. So, but let's talk for just a second about the basics of a content marketing funnel. So what is a content marketing funnel? Just so we're all on the same page. A funnel is anything where you are collecting leads, new people, new audience members, and then moving them towards a sale, right? Through a series of actions. In this case, through a series of pieces of content that we're going to put out. And if you've been in the online business world for any amount of time, you've probably heard the metaphor of a marketing funnel, right? So the idea of a marketing funnel is that it's a triangular, I'm backwards in my video, a triangular visual, right? Where you have lots and lots of people at the top of the funnel and then fewer and fewer people towards the bottom of the funnel until you make the sale. I think a funnel is kind of a crappy metaphor for this because a real funnel moves everything you pour into the top into a smaller container, whereas a marketing funnel, like, people are falling out all over the place. Like, you're losing people at every stage of your funnel because that's just life. That's how sales works. But I think if we're a little more conscientious and deliberate about the types of content we're using at each stage of the funnel, fewer people will leak out. And it'll be more like a real funnel that you actually would funnel something. So there's really, when we talk about a content marketing funnel, what we're really talking about is what are the pieces of content we have to move people from being, here, I'm going to do it this way, totally unaware all the way through to being a customer, to being aware of you and making a purchase, right? So being totally unaware of you, your product, your service, whatever, all the way through to now I'm a customer. And there's really only 4 pieces of content that you have to have in order to create this funnel, right? So we're going to talk about the very basics of a content marketing funnel. And I'm going to pop the link into the comments. And I'll put it up here. There we go. Oh, I love it when it does that. That's so cool. So this is the blog post for this week if you want to see this in writing. So the 4 pieces of content that you absolutely have to have in a content marketing funnel is a piece of content that attracts new people. So this is usually your blog post. It could be blog post, podcasts, social media posts. It could be my cheese post. But that's the kind of content that's going to attract new people and get them aware of you, right? Then from there, that's the most wide one, right? So then from there, the next thing you need is a reason for those new people to get on your email list. Now, as I say in the blog post, this is assuming that you do most of your selling through email. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Maybe your next step in your funnel is getting on a phone call or having them fill out an application. But for most businesses, getting people on your email list is a good way to go because you can market to them more effectively and more strategically through email. So we're just going to pretend that that's what it is. So piece number 1 was content that attracts new people. Piece number 2 is content that gives people a reason to opt into your email list. So that could be like a lead magnet, a little freebie, could be a quiz, could be something they subscribe to like a podcast or an email newsletter, but something that gets them on your email list so you can continue to market them. The third piece of content is 1 or more emails that help move people, educate them, and move them along to a sale, to prepare them for a sale. And the 4th piece of content is the actual offer, which could be a sales page, could be a webinar, but some piece of content that will communicate your offer and tell people now is the time to buy. That's it. 4 pieces of content. Now, if you've been in the internet marketing world for any amount of time, you're probably saying to yourself, like, Lacey, what about automated email sequences? What about welcome emails? What about nurture sequences? What about sales emails? What about blah, 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 blah? Yes. And I think that in the marketing world, people have tried to make this so overly complicated that they've added all these extra bits. And yes, sometimes the extra bits help move people towards a sale. And sometimes we don't need all those extra bits. So I wanted to drill it down to the absolute most basic marketing funnel, because I think what happens more often than not, and give me a yes if this is you, is that you get overwhelmed by all the different pieces that go into a marketing funnel, right? You're like, oh my God, I have to write 15 emails. I have to write blog posts. I have to have a sales page. I have to have emails to go with my webinar, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that can be extremely overwhelming. So I wanted to distill it down to its absolute essence, which is 4 basic pieces of content. Now, you can always add more bells and whistles, but adding more stuff doesn't actually guarantee that your funnel will work better. What does guarantee that it will work better is taking the time to really closely consider how you're going to use that content to strategically move people along the funnel or along the customer awareness spectrum from being totally unaware to being aware and ready to buy. Because when you're doing that really thoughtfully and really strategically, that's where you're going to make the biggest dent in your funnel. That's where you're going to have the biggest impact. So I think part of it is that we just have to condense it and make it as clear as possible so that then we can add all the bells and whistles that we want to. Hi, Tina. Tina's saying, yes, I make it difficult and end up in the office versus in front of potential clients. So true, right? Tina, I happen to know, she's in HR and she needs to get out there and talk to potential clients to get them into her HR services. If she's busy automating all kinds of stuff in the office, she's actually not doing her work, right? She's actually not doing the actions that will get her more clients. So there has to be that balance between what's the absolute basics that I need to have happen, and then you can add more bells and whistles down the road, right? So with someone like Tina, we know that having some kind of content marketing funnel is going to be beneficial, right? Because there are people who are going to find your website, want to learn more, et cetera, et cetera. But how complicated does it actually have to be? Not that complicated, right? We need just those 4 basic pieces, which again, you can go to the here it is, go to the little link there and read them again if you need the 4 pieces. But once you have those 4 basic pieces, you're going to have a content marketing funnel, and then you can spend more time doing the things that actually bring you more leads, right? So I think the big point I wanted to make here was simply that you have to be really conscientious of, are you choosing the right pieces of content for the right stages of the funnel? And the biggest mistake, I guess, that I see people make, or the biggest hang up, is that they're talking to people at the wrong stage of the content marketing funnel. So I'm going to try to share my screen again. So this is let me move that. This is the content marketing, this is the customer awareness spectrum, right? So somebody will start here. They're completely unaware of you. They maybe don't even know their problem is a thing that can be solved yet. They might even be looking for a solution to a different problem. Then once they understand their problem, they become problem aware. They know their problem exists, but they don't know how to fix it. Once they know how to fix it, they become solution aware, which means they know the solution exists and they're just researching the different options out there. When they're aware of you, they've researched and they've discovered your solution, and they're just looking for that one thing that's going to tip them over to purchase from you instead of from somebody else. And finally, ka-ching, they decide to purchase from you, right? So you have to ask yourself at each stage of your content marketing funnel, which customers are you speaking to, right? Because there's different ways you speak, and there's more education and nurturing that has to happen depending on where they are. So if you're only talking to people who are aware of you and ready to buy, there's a lot less education, a lot fewer steps, right, that have to happen before they make a decision. if you're starting way up here and people that are totally unaware of you, brand new, don't know you from Steve, from Adam, I don't think don't know you from Steve. That's not a real thing. They don't know you from Adam. They maybe are even looking for a different problem. There's a whole lot more steps that have to happen before they're ready to buy, right? So your funnel has to include more pieces of content if you're starting with an unaware person than if you're starting, for example, with a solution-aware person. And so in the blog post this week, I lay it out a little more clearly, like, how do you know where you're at, which stage you're talking to? But I just want to throw this out there that if you're talking to the wrong stage, or if you're jumping over stages in your funnel, that may be why your funnel isn't working. So here's a quick example. I know I'm hitting my 15 minutes, but bear with me. If you are blogging to an unaware audience, and then your lead magnet is for a solution-aware audience, you're jumping over that problem-aware, right? So what you really need is, if you're blogging to an unaware audience, then your lead magnet, to take them the next step, needs to move them from unaware to problem-aware, right? So whatever your lead magnet is needs to do this stage in here, whatever education needs to take place to move them from being unaware, looking for a different problem, to being problem-aware. And then your emails, after they've opted in, can move them from being problem aware to being solution aware, aware of you, and buying, etc. Do you see what I'm saying? So you have to make sure you're not jumping over any of those steps. And if you are, that may be why your content marketing funnel is not operating at optimum levels or converting the way you want it to convert, and so on and so forth. So I hope that makes sense. If you are watching this live, if you're watching this in the replay and you have any questions, please pop them in the comment box. I'm happy to answer them. But also hop on over and check out the blog post this week, because I go into a little more detail about how to analyze your own marketing funnel and see if you can identify where your gaps might be. Of course, the other option here is to get an expert to help you out with that. And if you missed it last week, I am offering some what I'm calling 7-year itch sessions. I'm typing right now because I'm going to put the link to book them in the comments, and I can't type and talk at the same time. But they're called 7-year itch sessions because of last week's blog post. And if you'd like to book one with me, they're 30-minute brainstorming sessions. They are completely and totally free, no obligation. What we do is you tell me what your problem is when you book the call, and then we hop on for 30 minutes, and you get my full brain to try to brainstorm a solution. And I'll be real with you. If I think we can help you with that solution, I'm going to tell you about it, but there's no hard pitch. I was challenged by one of my mentors to do 30 of these before April 30th. I currently have 11 or 12, I believe, booked. So we're about halfway there, and I would love for you to be one of the additional 15 before April 30th. I opened up some more spots in my calendar just this week. So if you tried to book in before and didn't see anything, there's some more opened up now. And really, I just want to get talking to people and get excited and get innovative and do some brainstorming with people so I can understand more what your struggles are, your content conundrums, and help you get them fixed. So if you're interested, please do sign up for a 7-year itch session. And if you have any questions about content marketing funnels or your own content marketing funnel, you can leave me a comment here or on the blog post, and I'll be happy to help you. So next week, I think we will be talking some more about email sequences. So if that's interesting to you, stay tuned. I'll be back at my regular time next week, which is noon Mountain Time, which is 11 Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, I will see you then. So talk to you soon. Bye.